All right, key concept 4.2 is new forms of social organization and modes of production. Here's your outline. As you might expect, contacts among the Americas, Oceania, and Afro-Eurasia had profound effects that still resonate today. This time period, 1450 to 1750, societies changed and so did the means of producing goods. Not everything changed, though. We did still have some continuities in social structures, and that's actually what we're going to talk about first. Elites, political and economic elites, still ran the show all over the world. In every society, there were certain groups of people, a lot of it was based on race and skin color, that were running the show. I'm sorry. In Europe, new economic elites rose out of the merchant class, and these were entrepreneurs who did well in global trade, and they were rewarded with financial success and social status. And this was happening all over the globe except for China. This practice of the merchants becoming part of the social hierarchy at the top was happening everywhere that Europe had some sort of influence, except for China. Now, the Manchus in China came from the northeast corner of East Asia, and this was called Manchuria. Makes sense. They defeated the Ming leadership and established themselves as the new elite ruling class. So we're going to talk more about the Mings later and the kings. They established this new dynasty, the Qing dynasty, and it lasted from 1644 to 1912. It was the longest dynasty ever in China. However, they remained a minority ethnic group in the land that they were actually ruling. The king adopted the Chinese language, Confucian philosophy, and the Chinese bureaucracy, and they also continued the mandate of heaven. And that's probably why they were allowed to stay in power for so long, because they kind of went along with the majority. However, in China, merchants were considered to be of low social status, but they enjoyed the benefits of wealth. And like I said, outside China, wealthy merchants were often members of the social elite in every major port city in the world. The new ruling class in Latin America was the Creole elites. Settlers in the Americas who were born in Spain or Portugal were called the Peninsulares because they came from the Iberian Peninsula, and they were at the top of Latin American society and government. Now, next on the social pyramid, you had the Creoles, and these were Europeans who were born in the Americas. Over time, as the number of Peninsulares faded and the number of Creoles increased, the distinction between these two faded and they kind of merged over time. Now, below the elites in Latin America were a wide variety of mixed race peoples called mestizos and also mulattoes. Essentially, the more European blood a person had, or conveniently the whiter the skin, the higher they were on the Latin American social ladder. People with strong Amerindian or African features tended to be on the lower on the social ladder. And so this is the importance that was placed on physical appearance. And appearances can be deceiving. In the 13 colonies, or New France, modern-day Canada, from northeast Canada to the Ohio River Valley, actually there was much less mixing of the races. European elites, like large landowners or wealthy merchants, established themselves at the top of colonial society, and other whites, like small farmers, craftspeople, and indentured servants, were lower on the socioeconomic pyramid. But no matter how poor, a white person was always above Indians and African slaves. And this, of course, just living in America today, had wide-ranging effects that lasted well into the 20th century, and even today we still are dealing with the effects of this social society today.